So hi folks, my name is Amy and I am the coordinator of Dublin Maker Festival. I am the person behind the emails and doing some of the social media posts, and this is a quick video to just explain the open call platform that we're using this year, which is called Sessionize. So it's a little bit different to the Google form that we've used in previous years, so I'm just going to show you how it works just in case there's any questions or any tricky bits. We'll do it together. So for those of you who may not be aware, our open call is basically where we look for projects to come and exhibit at Dublin Maker Festival. Essentially, we use it for three different purposes. One is to find projects and find out whether a project is going to be a particularly good fit for Dublin Maker. We try to accept as many different applications from as many different groups of people as we possibly can. It's just a matter of how we can fit you in and how we can work out whether your project aligns with sort of what we want to do with Dublin Maker. And our big focus here is just on showcasing the process of making to pretty much a very general audience. So if your project is either about making something or it shows something that you have made, then it's probably a pretty good fit for the festival. If you have any questions at any point, you can always email us at info@dublinmaker.ie and we'll happily answer any questions that you might have. So that's one reason that we have an open call. The second reason is so that we know the kind of requirements that your project may need or may have at the festival. So we ask questions like how much space, do you need power, what kind of format is it? Is it a workshop? Is it a stand where you're going to kind of come and showcase something physical? Do you need to be indoors? Do you need to be outdoors? Things like that. So it just gives us enough information that we can kind of plan the festival appropriately and work out how to fit as many of you into the venue as we possibly can. And then the third reason that we use the platform and do an open call is so that we have some details to help share your project, if you're successful, with people who might be coming to Dublin Maker. So we use the photos and the videos and the text that you provide us with to essentially promote your exhibit and your involvement at the festival. So that both goes on our website, and you can see previous examples from previous years over at dublinmaker.ie. But it's also what we use to create social media posts and create a bit of a buzz and a hype around the festival. So let's get started. So what you see on the screen here is the Sessionize platform. It is essentially a page which gives you some information, some background about what the open call is and about what Dublin Maker is. So you can see the dates of the festival, its location, which is Leopardstown Racecourse this year, when the open call opened and when it closes. We also have some links to our website and to previous exhibits and exhibitors if you want to get an idea of what kind of projects or what you might like to put together for this particular open call. So the first step in applying is going down here and clicking on Submit a Session. So Sessionize as a platform is organised around sessions, but we're considering an exhibit to be a session. So it seems a little confusing, but it's pretty straightforward. You can choose to log in with various different kinds of accounts. For the moment, for this demo, I'm going to do the classic login. I'm going to create a new classic account. I've set up a little fake email address here to use for this purposes. But you just fill in your details as you need. And click confirm. Fill out the CAPTCHA. If you have any difficulties with this, you can always get in contact with us. I know sometimes these websites are not the most accessible or easy to navigate, but we're happy to help. So now we're just going to wait to see if an email has been sent to us, which is going to have our email confirmation in it. So we'll just hang on. So we go down here, we get the code, and we're going to bring it across to this web page. So once we've confirmed our account and once we can log in and out, we can now see the actual open call form. So the really useful part of using Sessionize is that because you have an account, you can pop in and out, fill it out at your own pace, answer the questions whenever you're ready to do so, and then after the open call closes, it's also going to enable us to communicate with you, and you can update your information after the open call closes. So it can be quite a useful tool. So a couple of things that I want to draw your attention to. So if we go down here, we see session title as being the first thing that they ask you to input. This is what we want you to call your exhibit, so the name of your exhibit. So Amy's Handmade Creations or whatever. We'll put that in now. We then ask you to go and tell us a little bit more about your exhibit, so a description that we can use on the website, as well for us in reading back through the applications. We ask you what kind of exhibit are you applying with, if there's anything else that you'd like us to know for behind the scenes, any websites. And then we come down to this section here, which is called photos. So previously we asked you to upload a bunch of files to a Google Drive, and that was how we collected photos. This platform operates a little bit differently. So there's 3 different ways in which you can provide us with photos. So the first here is a text box where you can just essentially, if there are specific photos of your project on a different website, you can type in the exact URLs to them here, and then we will go and download them ourselves. Or you can also upload your photos here. Now, a slight limitation of the Sessionize platform is that for each of these file uploads, you can only upload 1 file at a time. So there's 2 different ways in which we can do this, and I'm going to show you how we do it now in a second. So there's 2 particular ways then that you can upload upload photos using this particular form in this way. The first is that you can essentially click the browse button, select a photo, and then select another photo, and then select a third photo. Now, it may be the case that you have more than 3 photos that you would like to send to us, and we really would appreciate as many photos as you possibly can provide us with, because it helps us, and we will absolutely put them on the website and use them to promote your project. So the more we have, the more we can use, and the more promotion we can do. There is another way if you don't want to upload files individually, which is if you go to the files that you have somewhere on your desktop, you can select all the files that you want to submit, right click, and click compress to zip files. So what this is essentially going to do is make a single file out of your folder of photos. So if you zip a file, then what you can do is then upload that file just as a single unit. Now, the one caveat, or the one thing that I will warn you about in this case, is that if you do click this button again, any file that you upload afterwards will replace the file that was there before. Now, we recognize that this can be a little bit tricky or a little bit kind of finicky, so we also absolutely, as every other year, will happily accept photos if you just send them to us via email. So info@dublinmaker.ie is the other option if you don't want to handle or deal with this slightly tricky part of the system. And we will happily accept as many as you have there, or if you have a Google Drive or any other link, we'll happily go on and download them ourselves. So, once you've uploaded files and given us a little bit of information about your project, we have a couple more questions around what days you're available. We then have this piece here where we ask about the speaker. So again, this is kind of built into the Sessionize platform, but this is essentially you or the group that you're working with. So if you're applying it as a group, we will absolutely take the group information and not put up your private information. But some people are individual makers, and that's also entirely welcome. We ask for details about your different social media handles. This enables us to tag you in posts as we go along in the lead up to the festival. We ask you to provide some information about your organisation, if you're part of one, how many makers will be with you, if there's any access needs, and things like that. So another feature of the platform that we also want to highlight to you is that you can also have co-speakers. So if there are other members of your community or your group that you're going with that you would like to also join the session as co-speakers, you can also do that here. And so then once you've finished all your information, you just click submit session, and that is the entire system done. So once you've filled in all your information, you can then go down and select this checkbox down here and submit your session or your project to our open call. And so when you go to this page, then you can see the application that you've put in. You can see its status. So when the open call closes, we will then go back and look through all of the applications, and we will notify you as to the outcome of your particular application. We are going to fit as many people as we can into the venue, so we look forward to seeing you all at Dublin Maker. If you have any questions at any point, you are very welcome to reach out to either amy@dublinmaker.ie or info@dublinmaker.ie. And if it's more convenient to have a phone call, just drop us a quick email and we will send you on a phone number to give us a buzz on. we look forward to having you at Dublin Maker, and we're very excited for this year's festival. So thank you for taking part.